Hi viewers, welcome to Commissioner of Collegiate Education, Government of Telangana. I am Veeraya Sheelam, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany. I have been working at Government Degree College for Women, Nalgonda. Course details: BSc final year, 5th semester, subject Botany, paper Ecology and Biodiversity. Today topic is major ecosystems. It is very common and familiar topic, but we have to some knowledge require which plants are growing at various ecosystems. That plant communities examples are coming in this topic, but for knowing purpose we have to discuss this topic. The topic is major ecosystems. Broadly, ecosystems are classified into two types: terrestrial and aquatic. So Earth planet has only two, made by either filled with water or empty. The water portion is called aquatic, without water is called terrestrial. Among these all, only I am taking five types, only five major ecosystems, which are forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem, marine ecosystem, pond ecosystem. Some other tundra ecosystem, alpine ecosystem, lotic ecosystem, cropland ecosystem, aquarium, crops, agriculture crops ecosystem. These are some artificial ecosystems also there. Only I have taken five ecosystems. The above three are belongs to terrestrial. The below two are belongs to water. One is fresh water, another one is marine water. Let us discuss one by one. Forest ecosystem. Entire worldwide forest has divided into 16 types, but they are in detailed classification. Broadly, forests are divided into only four types based on temperature: tropical forest, temperate forest, tundras and alpines. But every forest occupy roughly, not every, total entire the forest occupy roughly 30 to 40% of the land on earth planet. Forest has made up of two type of components, which are abiotic components and biotic components. Abiotic means non-living. They have no living manner, they cannot respire. Biotic components, they are living organisms, they are life forms. They can respire. For example, this is one of the forest ecosystem. Forest has tree species, shrubs, herbs, and ground vegetation also visible in the forest. In forest, abiotic components are generally inorganic components or organic components. These inorganic components are present in soil and atmosphere, as well as organic components are in soil and atmosphere. Organic and inorganic compounds are present in the soil and atmosphere. One more abiotic component, important abiotic component is light. In forest ecosystem, we have to discussing light conditions are different due to complex stratification in the plant communities. It is decided, the light availability is decided, the stratification of plant communities. Biotic components. Example, producers, consumers and decomposers. First one, producers. They have to produce carbohydrate by the photosynthesis during the daytime. These are trapping radiation, solar radiation in their green pots. They produce starch material. They have to divide it into trees, shrubs, herbs and ground vegetation. These all are producers. Species composition varies from tropical to temperate region, temperate to deciduous forest region, deciduous to coniferous forest. So the forest composition is vary from tropical to temperate, temperate to deciduous, deciduous to coniferous forest. In this forest, some dominant species are growing. Among these all are tropical or temperate or deciduous or coniferous. Some important dominant species are given here. Tectona grandis, commonly it is known as teku, Butea frondosa, moduga, Shorea robusta, salu, Lagerstromia parviflora, quercus, Acer, Betula, Thuja, Picea, Abies, Pinus. These are the coniferous, Abies and Pinus, Thuja, Picea. These all are Cedrus, Juniferous, Rhododendron. These all are which are coniferous plants, gymnosperms. These are dominant species in tropical temperate zones, and coniferous is commonly filled with all coniferous plants. Consumers are divided into herbivores and carnivores as well as top carnivores. Herbivores are only vegetarians. Carnivores and topmost carnivores are non-vegetarians. So omnivorous also there in carnivores. Herbivores, which are directly dependent on producers, directly dependent on plants. They are purely vegetarians. Example, ants, beetles, leaf hopper or grasshopper, bugs, spiders, elephants, deer, moles, squirrels, flying foxes. These are purely vegetarians. They have to only eat nuts or fruits or other plant parts. So they have only dependent on storage food material of plants. Herbivores. Now second category, carnivores. These are non-vegetarians. They have dependent on herbivores or producers. These carnivores are eat to herbivores and producers. Which are eat both, they are called omnivores. Only which are dependent on herbivores, they are called primary carnivores. Example, snakes, birds, lizards, fox. They are non-vegetarians. And the top carnivores, topmost, lion, tiger, vulture, these are topmost carnivores. In forest ecosystem, the vultures are not visible properly. They are randomly sometimes. So lion, tiger is usually present in forest ecosystem. So these are considered as topmost carnivores. They eat carnivores and herbivores, primary carnivores and herbivores. In forest ecosystem, The last one is decomposers. D means eliminating, composers means composing. Fungi, these are saprophytes, and bacteria together considered as saprophytes. They are decompose the dead and decay parts. Complex substances convert into simple substances. Generally, they are considered as humus or nutrients. Some fungi, example Aspergillus, Coprinus, Polyphorus. Polyphorus fungi growing on the woody trunks. Fusarium, Fusarium moniliforme, Fusarium alternaria, Trichoderma. These are some saprophytes with decomposers. Some bacteria, Bacillus, very popular example for saprophyte, Pseudomonas, Streptomonas, and Actinomycetes. Some species of Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Streptomonas, and Actinomycetes growing as saprophytes. At the same time, they decompose the dead and decay parts of plant and animals. These are the decomposers. They get some energy from that decomposed material. The second ecosystem is grassland ecosystem. Grassland, it has grass. Example savannas, steppes, prairies, pampas. These all are come under grasslands. It is considered as a terrestrial ecosystem because grasses are growing up to 1 meter height or lesser than 1 meter height. They are distributed worldwide. Grassland occupy smaller area, about 20% of earth surface. Means 1/5 land area, terrestrial area occupied by these grasslands. Only grasslands are provide food grains to us. So entire the world human dependent on these 20% of grass. Remaining 80% cannot belongs to grasses. Grassland made by abiotic components and biotic components. Every ecosystem made by abiotic and biotic components. Abiotic components are usually nutrients. They are present in soil and aerial atmosphere, aerial environment. Some trace elements also present in the soil. Without trace elements, grasses cannot survive. So grasses are need trace elements for production of high yield. These pictures are shows some with the animals, different type of the animals. This entire portion is grasses. So these are the zebra and some other up to it is entire the grass. This land area with most of the area covered with grasses. It is also with grasses with rich animals, different type of the animals. So it is the grassland ecosystem. That grassland ecosystem made by abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic factors are nutrients and some trace elements are present. Now biotic components means living components which are producers, consumers and decomposers. Like very common categories. Producers are grasses are dominated because it is a grassland ecosystem. That grasses example Dichothium, Cynodon, Dactylifera, Desmodium, Digitaria, Dactyloctinium, Brachiaria, Eteria, Sporobolus. These are some examples belongs to grasses. They are considered producers in grassland ecosystem. Usually in grassland ecosystem trees are very less, almost the land surface occupied by grasses. Consumers. Consumers, herbivores, vegetarians, example cows, buffaloes, deer, sheep, rabbit, mouse, insects like Leptocorsi, Decendricus, Oxyrhynchus, Cicinella, Coccinella, Millipeda. These are the some insects. Remaining are animals, but they are vegetarian animals. Only they are herbivores. They are directly dependent on grasses. They are directly eating to the grass plants. Carnivores. Carnivores are non-vegetarians. Maybe some omnivores also there. They are eating to the animals. For example, foxes, jackal, snakes, frogs, lizards and birds. Decomposers, fungi and a little number of bacteria are present. Most of the fungi are grown in grassland ecosystem. For example, mucor, aspergillus, penicillium, cladosporium, rhizopus and fusarium species are very common in grassland ecosystem. They help decomposition to the dead and decay parts of grasses and animals also. Now the third one is desert ecosystem. So third one, desert ecosystem. Desert, it is too extreme high temperature in deserts. It occupy nearer 17% of land. The rainfall is less than 25 centimeter in annum. So almost of in terrestrial part, 17% of land occupied by the deserts. The biggest desert is Sahara. It is located at Africa continent. In our country, the biggest one is Thar desert. These deserts have rainfall is less than 25 centimeters per annum. The species composition of such ecosystem is very typical due to extreme conditions. Temperature is extreme temperature as well as less water. These two are extreme. Extreme high temperature, extreme low water availability. These extreme conditions are very typical type of ecosystem, typical type of plant communities, animal communities are developed here. Example, abiotic factors are commonly nutrients, less nutrients are available in deserts. But biotic factors like producers, consumers, decomposers. First one, producers, example shrubs. Majority of this here in deserts has bushes. Majority of the deserts contain high number of bushes. Some grass plants also visible, few number of trees, many number of succulents. So most of the deserts have bushes and succulents, little number of shrubs, little number of grasses, few trees are visible in randomly in such areas. So here these are the some grass plants are visible. These are the grasses. It is the shrubs. These are the shrubs. Some of the bushes are visible in long diagram. These are the bushes. It is the camel. The common animal is camel in desert areas. So these are some grasses and bushes are visible. These are the bushes. These are the grass plants. So almost the desert with many number of bushes. Trees are very less. In this picture there is no tree species. Only bushes and grasses are visible along with that camel. Camel is very common animal in desert area. So in desert ecosystem, consumers are commonly reptiles. Reptiles are easily surviving at extreme hot zones. Insects also surviving in that area. They can easily able to live under xeric conditions. Along with that, nocturnals means which are active in during the night time. They are called nocturnals, like rodents and birds. Rodents means rats. Example, rats. So they are considered as nocturnals. They are visible at a desert area. Camel is the major animal feeding on tender shoots of the plants. So camel dependent on shoots of the plant. Decomposers. In desert area, the decomposers are very few. Therefore, poor organic matter production, producing poor organic matter because the microorganisms cannot survive in extreme high temperature or low water availability. So, little number of microorganisms are survive. Therefore, little number of bacteria, little number of fungi survived. They can produce little number of nutrients. Most of the decomposers are thermophilic because all the deserts have more temperature, extreme high temperature. So, such bacteria, such decomposers are must in thermophilic nature. Fungi and bacteria both are thermophilic nature. Thermo means temperature. The fourth one is marine ecosystem. Marine means ocean, oceans, seas. Marine ecosystem. Major oceans of the world cover about 70% of land area. Yes, the Earth planet almost 3 by 4th occupied by the oceans. Major oceans are 5. These 5 oceans are covered 70% of land area. Only remaining 30% consider terrestrial. These 70% considered as ocean ecosystem. Majority part belongs to marine ecosystem. Large and stable ecosystems. Marine ecosystem represent a large ecosystem and stable one. Never change, never fluctuate. The chemical composition is more saline because the salt content is more in oceans. So in this picture, the ocean ecosystem, marine ecosystem visible. These pictures are very beautiful. So observe here, marine water. It is a blue in color. It has many type of the alga. So these are the brown alga. These are the brown alga. Some other ocean plant communities are grow in the bottom at coastal zones. Another one, this is the coral reef zone. So high biodiversity zone. It is also one of the marine. These all are the coral reefs, some other algal communities and animal, fishes, aquatic animals, everything is there. The biodiversity is very rich and looks like very beautiful. It is the major marine ecosystem. That marine ecosystem made up of either abiotic and biotic components. So abiotic components always either organic and inorganic nutrients. Biotic are made up of producers, consumers and decomposers. First one, producers. In marine ecosystem, mostly the producers are belongs to phytoplanktons, which are diatoms. Diatoms are unicellular. Diatoms are made up of unicellular photosynthetic algae. But condition is diploid condition. They are diploid organisms, but number of the cells are only one. They are photosynthetic nature. Dinoflagellate. Di means two, flagella. So these are also unicellular organism. They have two flagellas. They are called dinoflagellates. Seaweeds like Phaeophyce and Rhodophyce. Phaeophyce means brown alga, Rhodophyce means red alga. red algae and brown alga, the both are considered generally seaweeds. But these all are photosynthetic alga. They have considered producers. So 70 percentage of the land occupied by the oceans. These all oceans are filled with these producers, algae, either unicellular or multicellular algae. Most of the time, the ocean surface with diatoms. Diatoms are usual and casual photosynthetic unicellular organism. They have sometimes act as food material for zooplanktons. So zooplanktons are dependent on phytoplanktons. It creates one food chain. Phytoplanktons considered as producers, zooplanktons are producers are herbivores. Then consumers. Consumers have herbivores. For example, crustaceans. Crustaceans are belongs to arthropods, mollusks, and fishes. These three are herbivores. They dependent on producers. Crustaceans are dependent on phytoplanktons. Crustaceans considered as zooplanktons. So just before I said zooplanktons are dependent on phytoplanktons. Zooplanktons example crustacean or crustacean larvas. Mollusca or molluscan larvas. These two are dependent on phytoplanktons. Example diatoms. Some fishes also eat to that Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae members. Carnivores. Carnivores like herring fish, mackerel fish, codfish, hot dog fish, halibut. These all are fishes. Carnivores. Then finally decomposers, some bacteria and fungi living only the edges of the or surface of the oceans but not bottom. In bottom of ocean any living organism cannot survive. Only anaerobic organisms are survive at the bottom of the ocean. The last one today discussing last pond ecosystem. It is very common example for ecosystem, pond ecosystem. A pond is a small body water. So it is also water body. Example, many water bodies are there like pond, lake, river, streams, bank, tanks, river. These are the some example water bodies. Fresh water bodies. Even though Eacher is also one of the example for water body, pond is also one of the small water body. It may or may not dry up during the dry season. So it may be dry up or may not be dry up during the dry season. So there is chance. The dry up is a chance. The drought conditions are continuous dry conditions are continuous. In that moment, the pond goes to dried up. There is chance. But lake never dried up. Never dried up. Entire the year, water can available in that body source that is called lake. If sometimes it go to dried up during the dry season, that is indicate pond. Ponds are dried up water bodies. Lakes are not dried up water bodies. It is the major difference in between pond and lake. So lakes are very useful to us for drinking water, for irrigation. So we have one lake, Pakala Lake, Laknavaram Lake. These two are our state lakes. Fresh water available entire the year in that. Some other examples are there: Kolleti Lake, Kolleru, Pulicat Lake. Some other lakes are there at India wide: Ular Lake, Dal Lake. These all lakes has water entire the year. Baikal Lake, it is worldwide popular lake. Anyhow, all lakes have water entire the year, either fresh water or salt water they filled with, but never dried up that lakes. Only ponds are dried up during the dry seasons. Now, abiotic components in pond ecosystem: water, it is abiotic component; temperature, light, pH, oxygen, carbon dioxide, turbidity of water, inorganic salts, and organic matter. These all are considered abiotic components. These all are present in pond. They all are control pond ecosystem. They regulate pond ecosystem in various communities. So abiotic components also determine the productivity. Which productivity? Gross primary productivity determined by abiotic components. When these abiotic components are equilibrium state, optimum state, then productivity is also very good, unless the productivity goes to less. Richness of biotic components. So the productivity decided by the abiotic components and richness of biotic components. Both are influenced to the, both are determine the productivity. Both means which are, one is abiotic components, another one is biotic components. Biotic and abiotic, both components are decide the gross primary productivity in producers. They have to decide the productivity rate, the productivity quantity, productivity quality entire. Now it is the diagram shows pond. It is the bottom of the pond. This is the surface level. In bottom, some plant communities are there, different animal communities are there. In bottom, some abiotic, some rocks, soil particles with nutrients are visible. At the same time, biotic factors also visible. Frog, fishes, some insects, they are visible. Biotic and abiotic both are present in the bottom of pond. At the surface of the pond, these are some plants, floating plants, crane, some insects, some birds. These are birds, some trees, grasses, some are visible in the surface of pond. So biotic and abiotic both are mixed to each other. In this figure also same, biotic and abiotic organisms are visible. These are the plants. It is the deer, it is the swan. So some of the animals, birds, trees. So these are some biotic and abiotic components are present in this diagram. Here butterflies are there. So biotic and abiotic are very rich in pond ecosystem. So usually the biodiversity is very rich in pond ecosystem on terrestrial, in coral reefs, in marine. So ponds and coral reefs has rich diversity. So in pond, some biotic components are present. Usually biotic components always producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers, again here producers are classified into macrophytes and microphytes. Phytes means plants, macro means big size. Macrophytes submerged. floating, emergent. Submerged plants, floating plants, emergent hydrophytes. All are hydrophytes because they are growing into pond. Some example: Ulfia, it is the flowering with smallest angiosperm. Lemna, it is also flowering, second smallest angiosperm. Azolla, pteridophyte, nitrogen fixation plant. Salvinia, it is also pteridophyte with heterosporous plant. Pistia, it is free floating plant with root packets, balancing roots. Eichhornia, it is the terror of the Bengal. It has also root packet, balancing roots. Nymphia, commonly it is known as Kalua. Neelambo, lotus plant. Victoria regia, biggest leaf plant. Hydrilla, suspended plant. Maybe roots are very less. Ceratophyllum, suspended plant with insectivorous plant. Utricularia, it is also suspended plant. Cara, amphibious plant, it is very common in tanks. Najas, another common plant, water hydrophyte with a suspended. Potamogeton, it is the merging plant. It is the rooted with submerged plant. Potamogeton. Isoites, pteridophyte plant, it has rhizome, amphibious plant. Rhizome has shows secondary growth development. Oryza, amphibious plant. Typha, another amphibious plants. The typha plants are very commonly visible among the streams banks. Marsilia, it is pteridophyte, heterosporous plant. Ranunculus, heterophilous plant, amphibious. Sagittaria, heterophilous means two type of the leaves are present on same plant. Another one is microphytes. Micro means small, phyte means plants. Phytoplanktons. Example: Gygnema, Eulothrix, Volvox, Chlamydomonas, Edogonium, Polytriche. So these are some algal members. All type of the algal members are come under microphytes like Phaeophyceae, Basilarophyceae, Chlorophyceae. So these all are come under microphytes. Then consumers: Euglena, Cyclops, fish, insect larvae, beetles, mites, mollusca, crustaceans, some birds are come under consumers. Decomposers: Aspergillus, Cephalosporium, Rhizopus, Penicillium, Alternaria, then Trichoderma, Fusarium, Carvularia, Saproligma, Saprolignima or Saprolignia. So Saprolignia parasitica, it is create diseases on salmon fishes. So these are some decomposers. Saprophytes are there. Saprolignia species, parasitica species create disease, but Saprolignia, some other species are act as decomposers, decompose dead and decay parts of plant and animal at the bottom of pond. So thank you very much who are watching this video. So this topic have discussed for identification of different plant examples under different ecosystems, but well-known examples, well-known topic, hence which type of the plants are grown in different type of ecosystems like forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem, marine ecosystem, and pond ecosystem. Among these five, pond ecosystem is very popular. Some other examples are there: tundra ecosystem, alpine ecosystem. They are completely located at cool zones nearer polar region. So they have not they are not necessary to understand because our area come under subtropical zone. Therefore, here which ecosystems are run, that popular examples I have to take in for discussion of that major ecosystems. Thank you.